Hello, my name is Professor Caroline Grace. This is my story. Can you imagine being hit by the following all at once? I'm a cancer patient, and I've had 4 and counting bouts with metastatic cancer. In 2004, I had cancer in my head, so please bear with me when I speak with my prosthesis and my oral prosthesis. At times, it's hard to understand me, so I apologize. In 2007, I had my second bout of cancer, and it was to my lower spine, to the sacrum. In 2009 and 2010, I just finished 2 months of radiation to my torso. This whole area into the back. In March 2010, just now, I had about 1/3 of my liver resected or surgically removed, and then physical therapy to get back on my feet. And in fact, it's healing up nicely, but it's not over yet, because to my horror, on Tuesday I found out that I have new cancer tumors in both lungs and in my liver again. As I'm battling metastatic cancer, I also face impending eviction from 2 separate lawsuits by the Indiana Department of Transportation, INDOT, and Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels has political oversight over INDOT. They, meaning INDOT, have both 1. A replacement housing lawsuit, and 2. An eminent domain court case just weeks away to evict me and my husband from our only home on July 15th, 2010, without our first day in a jury of court, or court of jury. We don't qualify for a new mortgage, for a replacement home, and we have nowhere to go. You know, a lot of us are being tormented like this. It's just not right. The power elites, their political cronies, and do things like this to us citizens. We are the taxpayers. We're good citizens. We deserve better. I've given my life to helping others, to volunteering, and my husband too, since an early age, volunteering for the disabled. It's just not right. We tried to do early acquisition with INDOT before my second cancer outbreak because I knew that the tumors were spreading. I was so sick. And INDOT refused to show any humanity. Wouldn't let us do early acquisition. What did they do? They waited for the housing market to tank in 2007. We're not the only ones they're tormenting like this. They are taking advantage of us citizens. As you will see later, Purdue University has been the silent abater and instigator of the story of my story of living hell. An engineer who designed the existing and finished Highway 231 bypass, expressed his disgust that the state is allowing Purdue to relocate it and that it's a huge waste of money. So we are being evicted for a highway that has already built, that is being relocated, and for which hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent. The highway we are displaced for is actually a bypass. And as I said, for hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars already, Purdue decided to rebuild and relocate this highway about 2 miles away from the original existing for about the same cost all over again. Note, please note the following. It is not legal to relocate a bypass, and especially one that's less than 10 years old. So we're being evicted for an illegal relocated bypass. I'll talk more about this, including the misinformation of making the public believe that it's for the good of the community, when actually it's wasting hundreds of millions of our taxpayer dollars that should go towards the education of our little ones, of our children, to support teachers, to keep schools open during a time when teachers are being laid off. It just doesn't make sense. So the bottom line is, Purdue is willing to stand by and do nothing despite my pleas, with no response from Purdue President Cordova. While one of its own tenured professors gets thrown under the train so that it can get its project. And we have return receipts of correspondence. So, please help me by listening to me, by forwarding this YouTube link to others and to Facebook pals. This is what's needed to change the outcome at the national level. We citizens are being abused. People need to be aware of the virulent national epidemic across the U.S. as thousands of citizens are under attack with lawsuits, often double lawsuits slapped on them, like me and my husband, and they lose their homes. This isn't right. This is not freedom. Is this what my dad fought in the Bataan Death March for in World War II? Is this what my dad was a POW for 4 years or tortured for? Freedom? Shameful. So here's my story of cancer and what INDOT is doing to us. Please do listen and carefully and learn from our misery, as you or a loved one, God forbid, could be under such attack during your lifetime. I hope not. I really don't. And I bless you all that it may never happen to you. Before I get into my story, let me digress just for a moment. I want to thank Mr. Pat Moore of INDOT, who told us at the last Highway 231 meeting that all of us complaining citizens always say that we're going to take INDOT's tales of abuse to the media. He laughingly said, "They never do. It's really thanks to Pat's challenge that I'm here, even in my condition, asking for your support to beat the machine." Here is my story. I'm a tenured professor of Purdue University, Department of Foreign Languages and Literatures. Because I've had cancer since '04, I've been on long-term disability. I'm a specialist in second language acquisition, one of my pride and joys. At Purdue, I directed the lower division program for almost 10 years. I discovered my cancer on my birthday in the summer of 2004. After many years of great fatigue and negative test results, searching for the underlying cause. So I've been on long-term disability since '04, fighting this very rare cancer called INDOT